On tonight's episode of Newswatch, we have got the latest on two parents from Urbandale who have been charged with a felony.
And news on Iowa State's first female president.
And I have the latest from Iowa State's big win against Texas Tech on Saturday.
And it was a cool and windy day across Iowa. We're talking warmer temperatures, but chances of snow coming up in your forecast. We'll break all that down and much more. Newswatch starts now.
Welcome back to the October 24th edition of Newswatch. I'm Natasha Novak.
And I'm Jim Heinrichs. An Urbandale couple is facing felony charges after a 19-year-old under their care was found covered in burns and in a chemical bathtub. The victim is disabled and nonverbal and was put under the care of the abusers Katrina and Jerry Urbandale for the day while the victim's parents were at work. The couple soon drove the victim to Florida. She has since been transported back to Iowa and is at home. The couple had previously passed background checks and were employed through Mosaic, a company caring for the disabled.
Iowa State University has a new president. The Board of Regents announced on Monday that Wendy Winterstein will become the 16th president and first female president of ISU. Winterstein has worked at Iowa State for over 37 years and has spent the last 11 years as a dean for the School of Agriculture and Life Sciences. She will start her new position on November 20th. We wish her the best of luck.
Johnson & Johnson were ruled in favor of a recent lawsuit against the company's baby powder and shower products. Two women argued the products were the reason for their ovarian cancer. Both women were compensated over $30 million. One woman, Even Ekveria from California, was in grave condition and was granted a sooner trial in which she was awarded $70 million and over $300 million in punitive damages. The ruling was later reversed by Judge Maren Nelson. The powders are talc-based, and few consumers know of its possible connection to ovarian tumors.
Target's spokesperson says their stores are pausing the Christmas creep. The retailer says they plan to slow their holiday promotions to help focus on Thanksgiving. For the month of November, Target will keep Thanksgiving displays at the front of the store before it eases into the holidays later.
Last night, the International Student Council hosted International Dance Night in the Great Hall of the Memorial Union. Lisa Greenwood has more on the story.
Hi, I'm Lisa Greenwood, and I'm here at International Dance Night at the Great Hall in the Memorial Union.
There were 3 different dance groups that came to compete and perform. It was a fun way for students to see different styles of dance. When the dancers were finished, a panel of judges announced the winner. The audience was given tickets to vote on their favorite group.
It was a great turnout here tonight with 3 different dance groups performing and then an invitation for everyone to come learn different cultures' style of dances. I'm here with Anne-Marie. And Anne-Marie, what is your favorite part of ISC?
My favorite part about ISC has been all the really fun, really nice people that I've been able to meet, and I've gotten to learn a lot more about their culture, and that's my favorite part.
Great, thank you, Anne-Marie.
Aside from the dance competition, the ISC will be putting on other events throughout the week.
I'm here with Rabia, and Rabia, will you please tell us more about the International Night on Friday?
Of course, International Night is a giant cultural showcase. We'll have a fashion show, there will be delicious international food, so be there in the Great Hall at 6 on Friday.
That's a wrap from the Great Hall in the MU.
And for ISU TV, I'm Lisa Greenwood.
International Week kicked off on Sunday with World Cuisine Day and will continue on this week with Bazaar Night, Game Night, and International Night.
5 Michigan teens are facing second-degree murder charges along with other felonies. The teenagers threw around 20 large rocks off an overpass near Flint, Michigan. According to the police, one rock broke through a windshield and killed a man driving on the interstate. One of the boys turned himself into the police, and the rest were later arrested.
Don't go away. Up next, we've got news of a train collision in western Iowa.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Last Wednesday, MSNBC anchor Ali Velshi spoke at Iowa State for the annual Manette Phelps Lecture in Political Science. ISU TV's Sierra Cross has more.
Ali Velshi is a Canadian television journalist, an anchor for MSNBC, and a senior economic and business correspondent for NBC News, and he came to Iowa State to give a lecture entitled Political and Economic Transition at Home and Abroad on Wednesday, October 18th at the Memorial Union. Velshi has covered a wide range of breaking news events and global affairs throughout his career. Velshi discussed a lot of current U.S. political and economic concepts and how they relate and rank when discussing the rest of the world. I was able to interview some students and hear what they had to say about what they now know after hearing the lecture.
I believe we're heading in a new direction, but it could also be very beneficial to us.
Students were enlightened on the economy and politics after hearing Velshi's lecture.
Well, I learned from what he talked about is that there's a lot of things that, have been considered fake news that we have to do a whole lot of fact checking when it's really not needed. It's more common sense, and we just kind of waste a lot of time doing that.
Everybody is fighting with everybody, and as a journalist, it's hard to keep track of. It's just one of many quotes that stuck with the audience in attendance of Ali Velshi's lecture on Wednesday. Hopefully, ISU students have a better understanding of economics and politics after hearing two-time Emmy Award nominee Ali Velshi's lecture. For ISU TV, I'm Sierra Cross.
Hall Crawl is an event for the Department of Residence to show off all they have to offer with room tours, free food, and Iowa State gear. Our very own Daniel Gunterman has more.
Homecoming Hall Crawl. It's an idea to get people to come out, have a chance for prizes, get a little swag, and also find out about rooms if they're interested. So we did offer tours. When people recontract to live with us on campus for a second year, there's a misconception that they have to live in the same room or they don't get to pick their space. But they do get to pick. Basically, they can recontract and sign up wherever they want to live. And so we're trying to up that information and make sure correct information is out there.
You get to shop around. You get to see Linden, you get to see the community spaces, meet the staff, figure out if this is a place for you next year. And it's a really fun opportunity for our students to visit with their neighbors, to visit with people across campus and make that second year decision. I think that if you choose to stay in the residence hall system your second year, you have big opportunities for leadership. You have that year under your belt, so you can help people learn how to be a cyclone. You just create that tradition and that history, and to do that for a couple years and then move on to that apartment or off-campus apartment. This is the only time in your life that you have the opportunity to do this, so take advantage of it.
Yeah, I think some people think it's just a first-year thing, and we have a lot of students that choose to live on for multiple years. I think the convenience alone, we know both anecdotally at Iowa State and nationally with statistics, that students do better, both academically and involvement-wise, and we retain them and they graduate faster when they live on campus. That's a huge benefit. Saves you money in tuition, keeps you connected. Some of my best friends still that I hang out with are people I met in the residence hall both my freshman, sophomore, and junior years. I think it's a real benefit. The convenience alone is a big thing for me. Obviously, I think what it provides for students is really beneficial.
We do want our students to make the decision that is best for them. The number one goal is to get through Iowa State, walk across that stage, and get a degree. And so whatever suits you best to do that, that is what we want you to do. That being said, our residence halls, they have a built-in network of staff, community advisors. We metric against off-campus students, and our students who live on campus score higher, their time to degree is faster, their GPAs are higher, and they are more involved. So if that sounds like something you want to be part of, I would recommend a second year.
The events seemed to go without a hitch, and all 4 communities ran out of food before the end of the 8 o'clock hour. Make sure you tune in on Tuesday night and Wednesday night from 6 to 8 as the Union Drive community. And on Wednesday night, we'll have Buchanan, Joffrey, and Wallace and Wilson. I'm Daniel Gonterman for ISU Newswatch.
A former University of Iowa employee is being fined for secretly placing a video camera in a bathroom on campus. According to the Press Citizen, the 48-year-old Nicodemus Heinrichs is facing a fine for more than $1,800. Heinrichs worked for the university's IT department at the time of the incident.
President Trump is in some hot water after recently talking to the widow of a fallen soldier on the phone. In the phone call, Johnson, the widow, reported Trump said her husband, quote, knew what he was getting into, end quote. Johnson also claims President Trump did not remember her husband's name. Johnson opened up on Good Morning America about the incident, and soon after received a tweet from Donald Trump saying the two had a nice conversation and he did not forget her deceased husband's name.
Though snow has yet to fall in Iowa, the Department of Transportation is getting ready for winter. New research showed that white and blue lights on snowplows are reducing the number of crashes. According to the Iowa DOT, they are on their third year of the testing program and are currently preparing the proposal for the 2018 legislative session. If their proposal passes, it would permanently change Iowa's code and allow the DOT to have white and blue lights on all of their snowplows.
Olympic gold medalist Shawn Johnson spoke up about her recent miscarriage in various videos posted on YouTube. Her first video can be found under the name, quote, "It's been an emotional roller coaster," end quote. Soon after, Johnson and her husband, Andrew East, went on Facebook to answer any of the public's questions. The couple is thankful for the public's support and hopes to move past the pain.
A western Iowa man is in critical condition after colliding with a train on Sunday. The crash happened in West Liberty around 1 p.m. According to the police, the train hit the car, pushing it about 2 city blocks. The driver was the only person in the car at the time and was flown to the University of Iowa hospitals in Iowa City.
Don't go anywhere, we've got weather next.
Welcome back to Newswatch. If you were out and about at all today, you probably noticed the wind out there, either because it was colder than normal or because you were about blown off your feet just walking down the sidewalk. These are our peak wind gusts across the state of Iowa today. 53 miles an hour up in Spencer, 51 in Esterville, and then down through the upper 40-mile-per-hour range, Boone, Des Moines, Creston, and Carroll today. So it was very blustery out across pretty much everywhere out and about today. Current conditions and aims are 45 degrees. Winds have died down for the most part, west-northwest at 9, and the dew point is 29 degrees, which is pretty dry air out there. Wind speeds across the state of Iowa, like I said, calmer, with only 14 up in Waterloo, 18 in Cedar Rapids, and these winds are all out of the north and west for the most part. Temperatures outside are in the mid-40s across much of the state, 45, like I said, here in Ames, 42 up in Mason City, 43 off to the north and east in Decorah. Our satellite picture, actually we're going to skip ahead to Futurecast. So here is tomorrow morning. We have clear skies out there right now. There is going to be a weak system that brings in some clouds from the north and west tonight, but those won't bring in any rain or precipitation or anything like that. They'll just move through. Tomorrow morning and then afternoon, much of Wednesday, will be dry and clear outside. The reason I stopped here is because of this right here. There is snow that is possible off to our north and east in Wisconsin and further over Lake Michigan due to a system that's to our east. So we're getting closer to winter. It's getting more and more likely that those colder temperatures will bring frozen precipitation as we move along. And then Wednesday night is clear for most of us, and then our next system arrives on early Thursday morning, which will bring us our next real chance of any kind of rain or snow as we get closer to the weekend. As we move through the week, we're going to zoom out. This is the upper atmosphere. When we get further out into the forecast, we can't look precisely at what's going to happen, so we can look at trends using this. We go high up in the atmosphere, and we get to see this. These are the jet streams moving through the Earth, or over the Earth, across the Earth. And right here you can see this is a big area of low pressure, a trough to our east, which is what's causing all this wind and cold air today. As we move through the week, we're going to get that trough moves out of the way, another one swings in from Canada and then settles over the middle part of the Midwest, Iowa in particular, as we get into the weekend. So the weekend right now looking very cold and potentially chances of snow. So forecast for tonight though, upper 30s to the east, low to mid 40s to the west for lows, so pretty normal for this time of year. Highs tomorrow will be warmer than today, upper 50s mostly to the north and east where it's colder, clear, and then off to the south and west we'll move through in the mid-60s to upper 60s in the far southwestern part of Iowa. Here in Ames, mostly clear, breezy, but not quite as windy as today. Low of 38, and those winds will be out of the west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, sunny and breezy again out there. 62, like I said, warmer than yesterday. It's more normal. Our average high is about 60, and then north-northwest winds at 10 to 20. Your extended forecast, Wednesday and Thursday are pretty solid days, 62 degrees both of those days. And then on Friday, a very small chance, this is going to be mainly in northern Iowa, of rain or snow chances. And then on Saturday, if you just jumped on the Iowa State football bandwagon, you might want to pause and not come to the homecoming game. Or if you're really actually dedicated, come anyway. But the weather's not looking so hot that day. High only in the 40s, and it's looking like either Friday night or Saturday night will be our first hard freeze of the season. And then temperatures moderate as we get into the rest of the weekend and next week. So overall, a little bit of everything in this forecast. Stay with us. We got much more Newswatch coming up after the break.
Making all kinds of history this year, Iowa State's football team is having an unbelievable season. This past weekend, on October 21st, ISU beat Texas Tech on the road 31-13. After this game, the Cyclones are now ranked number 25 on the Associated Press Top 25. Being unranked for 12 years, the Clones finally did it. However, head coach Matt Campbell said that he had no reaction to the poll. He wants the players and the coaches to take one step at a time and focus on the game ahead of them. Yesterday, October 23rd, ISU linebacker Marcel Spears Jr. was named the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week. Against Texas Tech this past weekend, Spears changed the momentum of the entire game with his incredible interception on the fourth quarter. The Red Raiders were slowly making a comeback when Spears intercepted a Texas Tech pass to complete a 61-yard touchdown. The Clones are now 3-1 in the Big 12 Conference. This Saturday, October 28th, Iowa State will battle the number 4 TCU Horned Frogs at home. Kickoff starts at 2:30 p.m. at Jack Trice Stadium. This will be one intense homecoming game for sure. Iowa State's volleyball team absolutely dominated last weekend in a 3-set sweep against TCU. Their overall record is now 14-4 and 5-3 in the conference. Some quick stats include Alexis Conaway and Samara Wester recorded 9 kills each, with Jess Shaban chipping in with 7. Grace Lazard tallied 8 blocks, and Monique Harris had 26 assists. Their next home game will not be until this Saturday, October 28th. The match starts at 7:30 p.m. and they will take on the Kansas Jayhawks. Good luck, girls. Iowa State soccer team played Texas Tech on Sunday. Ben Olson has more.
The Cyclone soccer team kicked off homecoming week on a beautiful day here at the Cyclone Sports Complex. They played a double overtime game against the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Iowa State came out ready to play on their senior day as they traded shots with a solid Texas Tech squad for 40 minutes. But then in the final minute of the half, Jordan Duke found Hannah Wickenheiser to give the Red Raiders momentum heading into the lockers. The Cyclones would not surrender, however, and with 3 minutes left in regulation, Shaylin Sullivan hit Hannah Cade for a beautiful goal to tie the match. Iowa State dueled through another 2 overtimes before calling it a tie. Head coach Tony Manata commented on his team's resiliency.
But overall, I mean, we just fought. You know, when they got a hold of the ball, we just kept our shape, kept our composure. We defended hard. We didn't give up any easy opportunities. And then when we had moments to go forward, we were dangerous. And you know, to get that tying goal with about 3 minutes left in the game was huge. And then to go through 2 overtimes, I thought, you know, just a real gritty effort for all the players, and very proud of their performance.
This tie keeps Iowa State in contention for the Big 12 postseason. However, a berth is not looking likely.
We've had 5 overtime games in the Big 12 now, and you know, we're still in the mix to be able to go. We got to win on Friday and then hope to get some help.
Iowa State closes out the regular season at Kansas State on Friday. For ISU TV, I'm Ben Olson.
Don't go away, we have more after the break.
The concert will be held at the Seven Flags Event Center in Des Moines. Tickets are available in advance at a discounted price or at the door for $35. The event is open for all ages and the doors will open at 7 p.m. For more information, go to www.515alive.com. Thanks for watching tonight's edition of Newswatch.
Tune in Thursday for more news, weather, and sports.
Have a great night, Ames.